You just tuned into the show that will take you all around the world. Soar heights never thought possible, and maybe invent a new language, all in just an hour.
That's not the right commercial.
Oh, this isn't that show? It's just a silly show where two random guys talk to amazing people from Toronto. What's it called?
Toronto Talent with Tom and Till.
Toronto Talent with Tom and Till. Well, that's a stupid idea.
Yeah, they're not very original, are they?
Toronto Talent with Tom and Till, every Sunday at noon, here on Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College.
Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College. Welcome to Toronto Talent with Tom and Till.
Hello.
And I want to thank Eric for coming on. Hey!
Yeah.
Woo!
I've never had so much fanfare before.
You can be prepared for a lot of it.
I mean, you guys can't see it, but there's party streamers and things going on in here.
There is. There's actually, we went a bit too over budget, and now we're shutting down for good. Thanks for listening. It's been nice knowing you.
Yeah, we can only afford 30 seconds of conversation here. I'm real sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's all right. No, but thank you for coming in. We've wanted to have you on, and I've heard of you from this specific person over here.
Oh, here I thought I was famous.
Hi. So yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit of a conversation. You are a YouTube or a Twitch streamer.
The voice. You're one of those YouTube streamers, aren't you? Yeah.
I mean, they are a thing now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everyone's trying. I mean, why not? Anyone with a good computer and access to the internet can get a free program and just play a game and be humorous.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but not everyone can be humorous.
Well, they can try.
There is a myriad of not funny Let's Plays out there.
Oh, God. It's true.
I've been in many of them.
Same.
I tried to be funny once.
I don't know, man. Twitch streaming is interesting. We had our second show in October. We had my friend Henry from high school who does the Twitch stuff, and he is trying to make a go of it. I just never understood. I was going to say how you could do it, but that's not a very specific. Just there's got to be a difference of attitude.
Well, of course. I mean, there's different ways to go about it. You could try and be you could fake it. You could try and be a clown all the time, or you could be you and then be more real to your fans and things like that. I mean, I try to. I'm super casual, super casual. I don't promote myself. I don't even have a schedule. I just kind of go when I can. Due to classes, I haven't really been able to keep to a specific schedule. But life.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the thing where a lot of people think that to be a streamer, quote unquote, you need to have all the time set out for you. You need to be able to do all this sort of stuff. You need to have all the shiny emotes that pop up and then clap for the tips and then goes in and you're panhandling people. You need all that stuff.
It's digital panhandling, yeah.
But nowadays you don't.
Love me.
not
laugh with me, not at me.
Not to disparage everybody who does that, but you don't need all that. You could just be a guy who likes to hang out with people and likes to play video games. That's what streaming is all about nowadays, I think. And especially yourself, you said it yourself very well that you do it whenever you can because you like to do it. It's not like a job.
No, yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's one thing. I don't try and promote myself Twitter and all these things because honestly, I wouldn't want my hobby or my pastime to become a job.
Right.
Because then it becomes a chore. And no one likes chores.
No.
Did you like taking out the garbage as a kid? No.
Always.
You like
It's the first rule of improv, Thomas. You're supposed to just say yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You had an allowance as a kid, didn't you?
No. No.
You were a happy child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a forest in the back. Oh, I played so much in that. It was great.
I played my video games in the forest. As soon as I got a Game Boy Color, I was mobile. Board games, fuck that. Can't play board game on the bus.
Well, if you ask the bus driver to drive really slowly.
Which sometimes just happens on its own anyway, so you're probably all right.
Yeah, especially the TTC.
Or you take a Go Bus. Those things are comfortable.
I have yet to take a Go Bus.
No.
I stick to Brampton Transit. The Zoom bus is pretty fantastic.
Oh. Nice. I actually have to take one of those on Wednesday. How much does it cost for a fare?
Presto
card.
Presto, it's $2.90.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I can afford to get there and back.
Yeah, cash weird. Cash fare is $3.75, I think.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
It's crazy.
So why wouldn't you get a Presto?
Right?
It's been so useful to me.
I used to have to take the train every day to work because I was living in Bradford, my hometown, and I was working in Aurora, so I'd take the GO train. Also, great invention. Good job, guys. You did it. Put the thing on the tracks and it moves.
Only seen it a handful of times in the 5 years that I've been coming to this campus. Like maybe 4 or 5 times I've seen it in my life. It's weird.
It's a fun time.
It's like a ghost ship. It's kind of there, but you never really see it.
The only major issue I have with it is just to do that with the nature of it. It can only go in 2 directions and so many times per day. So, like, if you missed your stop, you ain't gonna, like, there's not gonna be a subway going the other direction. A train just goes this way, and then tomorrow it'll go that way.
Well, that's your fault, not the train's fault.
Yeah, no, and I fell asleep. Luckily, a sweet old lady tapped me on the shoulder, and they're like, "Hey, honey, this is your stop." And I was like, "How do you know?"
Would you like some gum chews?
Are you my guardian godmother?
No, seriously.
Guardian grandma?
Fairy godmother. Guardian grandma.
So, yeah.
Come in, it's fall. Guardian grandma.
Oh, that's with Professor Dad? To bring you in on the joke, we were talking about some roles that Eric could play, and he said that he didn't really want to do like the professor or like the single dad. So we made up a new character for him, Professor Dad, who's going to be a knight in shining armor as well.
Oh,
just to keep it interesting.
I'm in Seneca's acting for camera and video course. So like they in term 1 they sit you down and like, okay, casting hits, what can you be? And one of the things straight up is like single dad, and it's like, great, super.
I think I was in the room for that.
I think you were.
I'm pretty sure I was helping Julia with the camera when that happened.
Oh God, it was a glorious moment.
Oh man. Well, listen, the single dads, there's a quiet dignity to it, as well as being a professor. So if you can manage it both at the same time, good on you.
Well, I do have the glasses for it.
Oh, but not right now.
Well, no, not on right now, because I don't need to see anything. I just need to hear things, right?
It's true. Yeah. It's true. Unless you look at the camera. Hey, just so you guys know, if you're listening to this, there is going to be a video version of this, so you can go check that out whenever it's available. We'll let you know on our Facebook.
Oh, boy.
Make sure you're keeping an eye out for that.
That's right. We have a Facebook page.
Yeah. I mean, you have a Facebook page, practically. You're doing all the postings.
I mean, listen, I'm on it all the time anyway.
I did make a New Year's resolution, and I'll share this with you guys, and that's to be more active on social media, not to promote, but to just sort of like make our channel a place to talk as well. Like, I want to post those memes. And those GIFs.
Oh, geez.
I did it for you.
Oh, the shutter. the shutter.
Yeah, the GIFs.
Oh, boy.
And, we'll have fun on there, so be ready for that, because I don't know about you. This is my problem specifically. But
what are you doing in my studio?
I don't know you. Why are you?
I don't know about you, but I hate posting things on social media. It's not my favorite thing to do. It's just like, it's not even the fact that I don't know if people are going to like it or anything like that. It's just like, do people need to know what I'm eating right now?
Well,
yeah.
Feelings are a little more important. You could be having a rough day and you need to reach out to the friends that you left behind when you moved to this prosperous place, also known as Seneca.
Oh. I don't know, man. It's a weird... I stopped posting so much aside from like on the Bell Let's Talk Day. Did something for that, because that's an important thing that I think should be much more important to a lot more people. But just far and wide, like, hi, I'm at work. Haha. Yeah. How are you? I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
There is a little bit of news to the Bell Media Let's Talk thing.
Oh.
I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to disparage Bell, the company, very much. But strangely enough, a week before Bell Let's Talk Day, they actually fired someone for having a mental...
Yeah, it was really weird. I read the article on that. And it's just like she mentioned that she needed time to acclimatize to like the new medication she'd be given. And then the next day, her manager just told her, "You've been let go."
Yeah, it went to like it's a story of itself, but like it's even more of a story because like Bell is supposed to be like this is our thing, like we're here to talk, we're here to help you, and then that sort of came up. And not to say this is the thing, like it's not even Bell Media's fault that this happened.
Well, no.
Because like. Yes, the CEO of Bell could be super for Let's Talk Day, and it could be like his passion, but like that doesn't mean everybody underneath him is going to follow the same guidelines.
Exactly.
Right?
Like it's a huge corporation. It's massive. It's got good people. It's got bad people.
Exactly.
It's got people of all sorts because it's like anyone can get a job. Anyone should be able to get a job. And I don't know specifically what would have happened or who gave the order. It could have been her immediate manager. It could have been the manager's immediate manager. There's just so many people in such a large corporation like that I don't know if we'll ever know where the order came from.
Exactly,
really.
and I don't think we even should, because like I believe that they're in talks of at least getting her job back. Or some severance, right?
Yeah.
So that's great, and because it's come to light, I think it's sort of allowing Bell Media. They've handled it very well. Let's be honest. Like they haven't like tried to shame her or anything like that. Be like, no, she just didn't work as well or anything like that.
No,
They're like, yeah, it happened. Sorry. Like
maybe she was terrible at her job. We don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why I said I don't want to get into it too deep, because like I actually don't think Bell Media is in the wrong here. Because like really, like we said, it's the people underneath that make decisions, not just the company on itself. So I think it was just an interesting story because of the irony that happened on it. But yeah, Bell Media, Let's Talk, great day. Yeah. Like I know a lot of people with mental challenges. I'm not, not disorders necessarily, but like they go through phases, and everybody does. It's something that for many years now in our society, it's been like, hey, don't tell me that sort of thing. It's just like you deal with you. All like be happy around me. It's like,
well, one of the sayings that I've kind of picked up on is that like the world isn't out to get you. It's everyone's out for themselves to an extent, which is why we value our friends so much, because they're taking some little time of their for self moments to be and help you.
Friendship.
Yeah. The power of friendship, yeah.
F is for friends.
Are we just bringing all the jokes that we talked before the interview as well?
Oh, we're keeping it cyclical. We're just going right back.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're like...
That means we're shaped like a cone.
Oh.
Cyclical?
Yeah.
I thought it was a tube.
I don't know math,
cyclical is circular, isn't it?
I think it's to be like a sickle.
Oh, a sickle.
Oh, so we can cut down crops.
Yeah.
Or be deaf.
Which is great. We were talking about starters.
Yay!
Wow. Where did that come from?
Well, it's a scythe sickle thing. Like, that's originally what it was. It wasn't just a death scythe. It was an actual tool to, like, work the field. Because he's reaping. He's harvesting.
Oh, TH.
He's
I thought deaf, like you can't hear. That's what I was...
What?
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Deaf?
Yeah.
Are you deaf?
I might.
We can get your ears checked.
I might be turning into my grandmother and be like 25% of hearing at all.
But then you'll be our biggest fan, which is great.
That would be great. Yeah. I mean, I'm already kind of lukewarm on the show, so if I could step that up a notch.
Nice.
I don't mean that. I'm sorry. I did the same thing with Brittany a couple weeks ago, and I still feel bad about it.
Oh, hey, by the way. Hey, Eric, you're a streamer. We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, we got on topic. Whoa. Go figure.
I blame the Presto card.
No, it's You guys hear about transit?
He got that on the 36, on the 196, on the 106. So many sixes with Presto cards.
I actually do have a few questions prepared for you, Eric. I'm going to do the old fishing line, bring us back in.
Okay,
because
someone
that's my
has
job. Yeah. So I haven't really, I've tried streaming a little bit myself, and I think we all sort of have. Yeah. Everybody in the room, and it's a fun time. I've always had fun doing it. But how did you specifically get into the thought, I'm going to be a streamer? Sorry for the mic. But did you make that decision consciously, or is it one day you were watching someone maybe and you're like, I like this, I should do it?
Well, I do like watching a bunch of people who play video games and upload their videos to YouTube, because there's certain games that I might not be as interested in or be willing to it's neat, but it's not interesting enough to me to actually drop $30 or $40 or even $60 on it.
Right.
So I'm curious, so I'll watch them play, and if I do get interested, I'll say, okay, I'll watch their first episode. This is a good game. I won't watch the rest of their series until I play the game. At the same time, it's like listening to their reactions and their humor and banter with a couple of people. And I spend a lot of time on the computer.
Right.
So
I think we all do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is the day and age of the computer, basically. I mean, we have pocket computers in our pockets right now.
Over
cell phones. But sitting in voice chat and playing with a bunch of people from all across the world. I've got people I've played video games with from Australia, from Russia, from Britain, from the States mostly.
Nice.
I mean, heck, I've been friends with a select few in the States, and I actually wound up going to visit them a couple of years ago, and it was a fantastic week of Halloween, drinking and candy. So it was great. Yeah. I mean, it was a fun time.
That's awesome.
And I mean, not to toot my own horn,
No,
but being in an online place where you are only represented or seen by your voice, I kept getting the compliment, like, you have a really nice speaking voice. Can you read this to me? And like people have literally written.
It's okay. It's not like we're on radio or anything.
It's fine.
No, yeah, I mean, it's like I'm not being judged in front of hundreds of thousands of people right
English
now.
is your second language anyway. It's fine.
B. But where was I?
You're talking about the people asking you to write, or they're writing stuff for you.
But yeah, and I mean, I actually have a cousin who works on a radio as a job. I believe his station's 98.9, but I can't remember where. I'm really bad at remembering names and locations.
That's okay.
It's horrible. I'm so dependent on Google Maps. So dependent.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Better than Apple.
But yeah, I mean, I kept getting these compliments of like, you have a really nice voice. Like, you should try doing this. You should get into this. And so I did. And I got some good feedback. And I was trying to try really hard and like editing videos and having the thumbnails and the click after things. But I wasn't getting too many views, so I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to be way more casual with it. I'm just going to stream 3 hours and upload that video to my YouTube channel to be archived. And people will enjoy listening to me babble in the background while they're doing homework, while they're cleaning their rooms, and other such things.
That's very much so the way that I've sort of taken like media, YouTube, Twitch, everything like that. It's always been background stuff, and like I watch a lot of the same people that I've always had, which is like Northern Line and Michael L. Fox and Day 9 if I wanted Hearthstone stuff.
Yeah,
but like I first of all don't even like Hearthstone, but like I love watching Day 9 play Hearthstone because he thinks of things that like totally don't even make any sense to me. But it's always like it's just in the background. I'll be doing homework. I'll be playing a game myself. I'll be playing Binding of Isaac because I have way too many hours on that game. You know?
But not enough.
No, not enough.
Never enough.
Never.
One more level.
So it's just like it's enough to keep you entertained, especially when you're home by yourself or you're just like hanging out. It just gives you that little bit of like human interaction that I think we all sort of like. Some people get it by listening to music while they're doing things. I like to listen to people talk.
I started doing that over this summer. I realized that I was doing that where I'd be playing whatever. I guess at that time it was probably The Last Guardian or something. No, that's not true. But whatever it was, and having like we all watch Game Grumps, I think, and I could just have them playing on. And recently, when I started playing Stardew Valley, I'd be playing that while their series was on my computer beside me.
Oh no, this is a full experience. I'm learning from your mistakes.
I was so far ahead of them.
Probably.
I learned from my own mistakes. You're supposed to pick up the things on the ground. It's fine.
You're not just supposed to kick them around?
You can't kick anything around in that game, I don't think.
I've only watched someone play that game.
It's pretty good. You can poke things. And then the animals like it.
That game's
you poke the cow and they're like, yay.
It's like a farming simulator, mining simulator, fishing simulator, social interaction simulator because you give people gifts for friendship.
Yeah, it's apparently giving, but also a little bit of Zelda. If you want to play it
there's like a micro battle system.
Yeah. I remember watching someone. Actually, I'll promote her channel.
Go for it.
Clueless Evil. Ooh. She's a great artist, and she's got really good videos. I've enjoyed like listening to her go on a bunch of things. But yeah, like I watched her play Stardew Valley, and she got so panicked going into the mines with a wooden sword. It's like, I'm not supposed to be here yet. I've made a terrible mistake. I've gotten ahead of myself. Uh-oh.
I think like those experiences, like you said it yourself, like I mean, you just sort of displayed it. Like, we all like watching those people sort of like make mistakes, but they're all mistakes that we'll make.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, like, it's such a real experience to just go into somewhere that you're not supposed to go in a video game.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would do that. I'm a cautious player. I always have, like, maximum ammunition before going into any place. Maximum armor, maximum health, everything.
So your first, like, 10 hours of the game is just...
Oh, yeah, I'm staying in level 1 area and just, like, killing as many things as possible to get as strong as I can before going to the next spot.
Oh, I am totally the exact opposite.
Have I found all the secrets? Do I
so
have
do
all
Final Fantasy. You can do that.
That I haven't been able to play.
It's so good.
I've heard.
You can kill a fish god.
Wait, is that part of the fishing game with the main character? Or?
Well, no, but the fishing stuff is pretty cool, too.
That's what I thought, too. He told me about it, and I was like, I really hope you find them by fishing.
Wouldn't that be the best thing, though? Because, like, fishing is a tedious, hobby to have. You're standing in a river and waiting for a fish to go for the bait.
Yeah.
So you're going to play a video game that does that?
Yes.
Or an aspect of a video game that does that? It should have an amazing reward like that, where, you've maximized your fishing skill. Here's a fishing god. Have a fight.
Yeah.
No, it's...
And then you just go, carp.
I've always been kind of hooked on fishing in video games, which is weird, because Final Fantasy and Stardew, I love it in Stardew, and in some Zelda games...
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, Lake Hylia.
I did that a lot, actually. I did not, I remember that, around Ocarina of Time's day, fishing games were huge. Do you remember that? The amount of fishing games that came out, in 64 days?
Bass Hunter?
Yeah, Bass Hunters and stuff like that.
I played some on the computer, but...
There was a lot. I could probably think of 6 if I actually tried, which I'm not going to.
Quick, name 5 things that are not Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan?
No! Chun-Li! Wait! There's that one movie.
Yeah. But the fishing was always a pretty fun part of games, but I didn't like it to be only fishing or the main thing, and that's why I think it was sort of a break from the actual game itself more. Right?
You could be completely frustrated with the water temple, and then
it's
just
not
want
that
to
bad.
It is horrible.
It's not.
It
that
is horrifying.
Bad. You just got to remember where you are.
It's a 3-dimensional puzzle.
Yeah.
I was 10.
Listen, you know what you need to do. You need to get over it.
Never.
And then sometimes down it, and then over it again.
Yeah.
And that's how the puzzle works.
And then make sure you get the right key so you don't get locked out of the dungeon for the rest of the game, because that's a glitch.
I never had any glitches like that.
Oh, no, me neither.
I've heard of it. I played on the 3DS where they probably took it out. Who knows?
Here's something that I think, we probably have all had an experience of, game-breaking glitches. Because we all like video games, and I think this is a pretty cool topic. I've only had one that I can remember, and it was in Dead Island. Game, not amazing.
Was it the car?
No. There's a single side mission in a factory where if you quit the game in the middle of it, you'll be locked in the factory forever. Yeah.
Good game development. That's
yes.
Good checking, guys.
That was the point where I was like, I'm not playing this anymore.
That's why you have rotating saves.
The only game-breaking thing I've ever come across was in Assassin's Creed 3. If you've ever played it, there's a section where you're having a vision and you're playing as an eagle flying through the woods, and so far into this one section of the game, the screen would just go white. And the game would still be playing, but I couldn't see what was going on. So from that, and I tried a lot to finish this chunk, and just couldn't.
I can think of one more game-breaking glitch that you've had. It was in a game called Mirror's Edge.
No, that was okay. That wasn't the game bugging out, because I turned around and went back to where things had stopped being rendered, and then just went off the edge of the world. Although the noise it made was terrifying.
Yeah, I walked into the apartment when that noise was going going on.
You just hear this grinding of zeros and ones.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's oof. You know what it sounds like? Like you have your ear against like an industrial fan, and it's just like noise.
We'll post the video on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, please do. I have to see it.
Yeah.
No, I'll send it to you later because it's a nightmare.
Oh, I mean, I can't think of anything specifically that has happened to me, but I've watched so many videos, and it's hilarious. What was the last one with Nathan Drake? Mm-hmm. And because you know how you're jumping and climbing in old ruins and things, right?
Yeah.
Well, someone like went from one wall to a ledge. They did a leap, but the character model's foot got stuck in the wall.
Oh.
And so they're moving like further and further away from the wall and like stretching out the character model, and it's just twitching and freaking out.
Oh no!
It's hilarious to watch. It doesn't break the game.
Yeah.
Like the foot eventually breaks free, and then it's just like the character model spinning itself back to normal.
Was this 4?
Oh, I think it had to have been. It looked pretty good, so it had to have been the most recent.
I started playing it again a few weeks ago. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not a replayable game.
Like, see, that's one of those games that I'm not quite as interested in, and so I watched someone else go through it, and I can respect. Like, it's amazing how amazing video games are.
Amazing.
Like 4K resolution. They have like plant physics.
Yeah.
There's wind.
Oh. Yeah.
Like. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't you want to go into that world for a moment and just relax and be a hero?
It's true. I can think of one. The price tag. Wah, wah.
Ooh, I had that with Until Dawn. It's not It's not worth
Until
80.
Dawn.
It's not worth
That's the
money.
pseudo like B movie horror movie.
Heavy rain slasher, kind of.
Right.
Well,
I
it plays
watched,
like it.
I watched that one too.
Yeah, I think I did too.
I'm a scaredy cat, and I don't really play scaredy games.
Nice.
There's
We like games here.
I'm notorious. Yeah, I'm notorious for like not finishing. Okay, Soma.
So good.
I have. Don't tell me the ending.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the ending yet,
Okay.
but I've been streaming my sessions, and I'm just like, I do have the face cam on in that one, so that you can see the fear on my face. But I really should get back. Maybe next week Friday, I'll finally wrap that up, because I'm pretty sure I'm like one session away from getting to the ending.
And are those viewed on the YouTube as well?
Oh yes, those ones are. I stream to Twitch, and then what I'll do is I'll just archive the entire stream to my YouTube account.
So what you're telling me is that we can post your first video of Soma on our Facebook page, and then people can get caught up.
Oh, they could.
Before you go live.
I'm going to podcast it while I play Grand Theft Auto 5 later tonight.
There you go.
My YouTube channel name is Arykai, by the way. That's
Awesome.
spelled ArYkai.
Oh, that's how to pronounce it.
That's how.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, and I mean it's a name I made up years ago when I was in high school. Because in high school, I was the quiet kid who would write in a journal. It's a journal, not a diary. It's a journal.
Manly. There are no unicorn stickers except for that one.
There are poems, but it was also short stories. I was really getting into the creative writing.
You know who also makes poems? Rappers. They're cool.
Rappers. M&M. It's my favorite candy.
Where were we? Sorry.
I don't know where we
usually
were.
I'm the one that pulls us back. You were talking about how you're the quiet person and where you got your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just started like, you know what? I'm going to do the typical thing of a young person who's writing a story. I'm going to make a character that represents my ideals.
Ooh.
So I said my name. Like, how can I make Eric sound medieval or cool or fancy? So I just started saying noises at the end. So I eventually got to Arykai, and then I asked a friend, how do you spell that? And so they told it, and then it's not a funny story. It's very basic and straightforward, really.
It makes sense. I think we all have that. Well, we're going to go on break very shortly, but before we do that, I mean, like, I have really a bad name as well for, like, usernames.
Yeah?
Mine was Bogner for the longest time, which is a town.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a road. Let's be real.
Well, I don't know. That sounds like a barbarian name for Dungeons and Dragons or something.
It was a great name, but it was just like, where did it come out of? Oh, it's where my grandpa lives. Which is what it was. So, it's just like, whatever.
Bognar, the barbarian grandpa.
He was also an elf, and he was
two-handed weapon is his, like, walker.
That's amazing. Okay, we're going to go on break. This has been really fun. We're going to get back into it in just a little bit. But first, I'm going to play some One Republic with Counting Stars here on Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College.
You've been counting for a long.
Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College. I am Thomas, and we're back.
Hey.
Hi.
So on break, we posted the video that we said we were going to post on our Facebook page, so make sure you go check that out. And sorry if your ears bleed.
Yeah, you might want to turn down the volume and take off your headset or something.
It's not that bad.
Leave the room. You'll hear it from the street, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, it made my ears hurt a little, but
tinnitus. Nah.
That could be the inner ear infection.
What? Wait, no, I lost the plot. What?
Ears.
And right after the show, I want to reinforce this, that we are going to be posting Eric's YouTube video for Soma.
Yay.
So make sure you catch that up. Even if you're not going to be playing it on Friday, as you said, it's a great watch. So do it. And I'm saying it even though I haven't watched it, because I trust this smiling face right here.
You trust the quality of this voice, don't you?
If you've not seen our
made
page,
a grave mistake. Horrible mistake.
Our page is Toronto Talent. It's on Facebook. Just search the name of the show.
Yeah.
You can also, if it's open, you can send us some sweet word questions.
Oh, sweet.
If they want to. I'm not going to push
word
it on
questions.
You. Yeah.
Like,
well, if you send the video, we're not going to be able to hear it.
Do I know what is like word questions? What do you mean? They're going to ask me what a word means?
Yeah. Or like that paper clip's going to pop up and ask you questions.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Clippy.
Do you need help with this?
No, go away. I know how to type English.
Oh.
I know how to type English gooder.
I bet you do.
Wow.
So, as you know, this section of the show is a little bit about news.
Oh, boy.
But guess what? There's not ever enough news to fill a whole half an hour.
Except for the Super Bowl.
Except for the Super Bowl. So I'm going to go through it quickly.
Okay.
As I do every week.
Oh, boy.
Here is the news that you need to know.
I'm going to have a
The
monster
Super Bowl
drink.
is going on tonight. If you're a fan of the footballs, watch that.
Sports.
if you're a fan of chicken wings, go find a party that's watching that.
Oh.
Let's see. The president is doing stuff, of course. And what else? Not a whole lot.
Right?
Yeah. And there was one other thing that it's slipping my mind.
My world famous Toronto Maple Leafs broke their losing streak last night. That was neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's just about it.
Coolio.
There's got to be some... Coolio, he hasn't made a song in forever. There's got to be some other news we can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's all politics stuff.
Got into Run the Jewels recently. They're pretty hype.
Actually, that's something that you guys should be checking out. No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought
just
you were going to say that's
in
news.
music, they came out with the CD not too long ago. That's Run the
January.
Jewels 3. Out of all the CDs, Run the Jewels 1, Run the Jewels 2, and now the 3rd.
Oh boy.
It's just come out, and it's really, really good. So
yeah.
make sure you go check that out. Maybe even listen to them in chronological order to see the progress that they've made throughout the years.
I wonder what they're going to name the 4th one.
This time it's personal.
No, that was Periphery?
No, yeah.
Yes.
Periphery 2 this time. Then they did, what did they do? Juggernaut, and they did Clear, and then they did 3, which is like their 5th or 6th album.
I'm very surprised I remember that. I'm terrible with names.
Same boat.
Isn't that right, Aaron?
I'm sorry, who are you?
I don't know how many times I've said Steven instead of Steve and Steve.
No, well, Steven is his name.
Yeah.
You say Steve a lot.
I know.
You truncate people's names, which
I'm
is
always sorry about it.
an interesting habit.
Right?
It's okay.
As long as... yes. As long as you're sorry, all is forgiven.
Yes.
Don't say it like that ever again.
Okay.
Good.
All right, I'm sorry. Do you forgive?
Maybe.
Forgive and forget?
Depends. You going to buy me Wendy's after?
If you come.
No, okay, maybe.
Wow.
Depends on how big the Frosty is.
I mean, it's pretty big, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. So, we were talking a little bit about your YouTube show and your Twitch show. Now, we're going to be talking about some other things that involve that sort of sphere, because you were talking about some of your friends.
Oh, yeah.
And how they also do some
Phil.
stuff that you want to talk about.
You're talking about Phil?
Hey,
Well,
Phil.
yeah, Phil, oh, dearest friend of mine, you sent me a text message during the break and just says, I can hear you.
I will say that...
I just want to say, I know.
I became a fan of him immediately when he did the dance thing to a song from The Wall. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good time. So that was neat.
He's a good guy.
It just seems like it. I don't hate anyone in your program right now.
Never met him, but you know what? Sounds like
It's hard to hate anybody in our program.
It
We're very
really
small.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, usually the classes, or so we've been told, and we've only really seen it this time. Class size for this program is typically maybe between 17 to 20.
Right.
We're a group of 9 and 10. We had 8 for a while in term 2.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 2 other students kind of been added into our term this year.
That's crazy.
Just because they're catching up with like a couple other programs because they weren't able to get scheduling or conflicts and things like that.
Right.
But it's good to have a few new people, a couple new people.
I wonder if that's the sign of the times, because on our program, my program as well, in radio, it's like, I mean, we usually have 40 people first semester.
Yeah.
And now it's, I think in the first semester, like last semester, I guess, there was like 10 or 20.
Oh. I think it was just the timing, because I've seen a new class of first terms.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never realized there was like that 20 people were that many.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fill up the little studio room we've got.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's insane.
The group that was in your position a year ago, who was in third semester last winter, they were 15 people.
Yeah.
So it's a smaller intake anyway. But it's just. Hi, Phil.
I'm honestly, every single one of us, we know that we're so fortunate to have so few of us in the class, because it's way more. It's like one-on-one time with the teachers who are all actors, who are teaching us and kind of just like being able to give us more of their precious time.
No, it's very true. Like
he's gone Star Wars on us.
It's always a
Star
pleasure.
Wars.
It's always a pleasure just to be able to like have that one-on-one time with the teacher, because like if you're in a room with like a bunch of people and they're just like, hey, read this. And you read it, and then they're like, all of you did good.
Yeah. Here's your lesson today. Read this paragraph, say it back to me. Okay, you passed. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
We were talking about something before this, or going to talk about something.
We
What was
were.
it?
We were talking a little bit about...
my friends, and then you mentioned Phil.
Oh, yeah.
But to take our topic away from Phil, sorry, Phil, there's another YouTube channel that I'd like to promote. If I may.
No.
It is...
Yes.
Just a little bit?
No.
Just a little bit of promotion?
In fact, we're going on for another hour.
Gosh darn it.
It's all promo.
It's all promo, all the time, all day. I just want to promote, if you guys enjoy, if anyone who's listening enjoys Dungeons and Dragons, and specifically enjoys listening to idiots play Dungeons and Dragons,
I know I do.
I strongly recommend that you look up the Derps and Dragons YouTube channel. I myself am a player in this series and campaign, and the DM, Temmie, is doing an excellent job in editing these videos together, our sessions. He's really doing a great job promoting it. Are you interrupting me with your phone?
Yeah, and I got a Snapchat from someone who's been listening.
How
so I was
dare
trying
you.
to just answer that. I'm sorry.
Is it from Phil?
No, it's not from Phil. I put it on Snapchat. It's fine.
Whoever you are, I will find you.
But yeah,
And thank
Phil.
you.
Dungeons and
See
Dragons.
you on Tuesday morning. Sorry, continue. I'll just be over here quiet.
I've been pushing for Dungeons and Dragons. I love it, and it really kind of tunes into my whole wanting to be a character and kind of the storytelling. Really, I wouldn't be in the acting for camera and voice program if not for spending as much time as I did playing video games. You know, because I love a good story. I want to be able to be a voice in a good story. Personally, the best story that had me interacting with it emotion-wise was Mass Effect.
Ooh, that's a good game.
I mean, everyone hates the
Mm-hmm.
ending, of course, but at the same time, what do you expect? It's like it's really hard to make that work.
Yeah. Also, like after 3 games, I think it's more about the progress.
Or banging aliens.
Yeah, I mean that too.
I mean that was well. I mean, if you were a S word.
I made a video. I made a video in a series I used to do about why it's not so bad about the ending of Mass Effect 3, and it's not a big deal.
It isn't.
People were let down because they were expecting this huge, like, triumphant thing. But
they expected all their decisions to have like 18 different endings.
Yeah. Well,
and
this isn't Heavy Rain.
18 trillion
it isn't.
planets,
and
which
at
is
the same
27 endings anyway. But hey.
Yeah.
No, it's not because the main guy in charge of the story got the boot while they were making 3, I think.
Really?
So yeah, it's not the original
that's
ending that was
unfortunate.
planned for. So they were just like, well, let's staple this together, and then also they did a free update to rejig the
Yeah,
ending.
they added
awesome.
they added the fourth and I believe they also added the option because originally I don't think it was there, but if you actually shoot the little like hologram child, it just says game over. You're like, you've chosen combat, you're dead. It's just like
the catalyst.
It's
Such
really
a good
funny.
series.
It's a really good game. I cried.
Entire summer's lost.
Well, I mean, like characters, not entire summers, but
For me.
I mean, there's a morning
I know what you're
period.
going to say. You're going to talk about Morden, and
I was gonna say
I
Morden.
cried so hard.
I was so happy when I was able to save Rex just in the first one. When I played the first one, I didn't do his mission, and I didn't realize that the mission where there's the conflict with his character's development, that would be the only option. It's like, no, go back to the ship. No, it's either shoot you or die myself. And it's like, thanks. I'm going to go back 5 saves now.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want to lose you, buddy. You're a friend. I like your attitude.
I was actually like really, really surprised when I played the first one. I think like my first playthrough without knowing about all this, like no one really knew about that their first playthrough because it was fresh, right?
Yeah.
I think I only lost 1 character in the first one. I can't remember.
Well, I mean,
who
they
it
force
is.
you that one.
Yeah.
They force you to choose between Ashley or Caden.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Which is BS, by the way.
well, personally, at that point, both those characters were kind of on equal footing in that they had very little development to their
very much
characters. So it was like, oh, here's 2 people you don't really care all that much about. Choose who lives and dies.
I picked Tally all the way.
I picked Caden only because the guy who voiced him also voiced Karth in Knights of the Old Republic, and I loved that game. So I was like, "That's my boy."
You know what? Like,
That's the only reason.
I really feel bad that I don't remember any names for voice actors. I can remember a voice. If I can hear them, I know who they are. Like, growing up, I watched Arthur as a kid. And then here comes a Chrysler commercial, and oh hey, it's Arthur's dad selling me a car. It's like,
Now I need to buy it.
I need to buy it to be a good person.
Well, you know the big 2. Everyone knows the big 2 of Troy Baker and Nolan North.
I know of them.
Though they're the big 2 right now. They
Well,
do. And then there's Jennifer Hale, who's like the woman in everything.
The big 2? You mean Naruto and One Piece?
Anime. Yay.
It's a joke.
Is it? Is it really a joke?
It's a bit sad joke.
It's all a joke.
Yeah. I mean, we're on a show that we talk random stuff for an hour, so I mean, it's
we've gone from YouTube to Twitch to anime,
Presto cards,
and Presto cards and everything.
Yeah. But that's what I think our listeners have come to expect, you know? And
Welcome.
if we didn't do that, if we were just composed on April Fools, I'm calling it now. We're going to be so composed.
Is that on a Sunday?
I don't know. That week. The week of April Fools.
You should just have it scripted.
Yes.
Entirely, word for word.
We'll do a drama.
Oh. A radio drama. Let me know. Oh, I would love to. Give me like a villain voice with who would have like one of those curly mustaches.
And he will not either be a dad or a professor.
Good. Good. I put my foot down.
He'll be a high school teacher with I was going to say
an evil high school
and
teacher.
A single mom.
I meant to say single mom. I was going to say sterile, but I lost the word.
Raising a child as a single mother is very difficult. I don't have any time for my villainous plans.
I think we found your character. And that's going to be the show. So be ready for that, because I'm going to hold us to it.
Alternatively, we can just print out the script to Dr. Harble's sing-along blog and just talk it.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe you should have a contest and have viewers write up a small script. You could do several small scripts.
That'd be really
the dramatic... let's do it.
Dramatic readings of things.
Yeah. I think we're thinking of things. Good things.
Well, he thought of things and we're just going to steal the idea.
We're going to steal it. Yeah.
We're going to Amy Schumer your ass.
Just to bring it back to my YouTube channel, someone asked me to read Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, and I did. And I think I did a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
I tried to do it. I didn't do it in one take. It took me 3 takes. So, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not professional yet.
I mean,
but
you know, if you do it in one take, that's a bit.
Yeah. The sad thing is, I believe it got maybe... Go ahead, check it up. I think it was like 25 views.
Oh.
No, that's a lot for me.
No, I mean, it's love the game.
For Edgar, especially for Edgar Allan Poe reading.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a bit older?
It should be several months ago.
Okay,
actually.
so I'll look at that while we talk about some other stuff.
If anyone else can look that up, they can look it up.
Yeah, no.
You could just even type in Edgar Allan Poe and the thing. It'd probably be there.
I think our best views or most views on a video is probably like 9.
Okay.
For our stuff.
Yeah.
25 is the best views I've had recently, but many moons ago, back in several DLCs of World of Warcraft, I wound up entering into the contest for Cataclysm.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I was going to guess which expansion was.
And my trailer is absolutely horrible, but because it's all made in game, and I had a really horrible microphone. But the views, it was like 178,000 views.
Wow.
Because I made it within 48 hours of the contest being announced.
Oh.
And I just shoved it up there, this little tiny ball of dirt of quality. And it was just at the front of the list. So many people saw it. And people were like, this is really good. You did a good job. And of course, then there's these assholes who are just like, this is horrible. Why would you bother even uploading this? This is shit. And it's like, well... Thanks.
Quotations around all of those.
Thanks,
so it's fine.
Stranger on the internet. Where's your contest entry? You didn't make one.
And then, like, the people that really like it, did they sort of expect you to be a World of Warcraft guy?
I did make World of Warcraft shorts. My YouTube channel has been up for many moons.
Millennia.
Millennia?
Not yet.
that far.
Not yet.
Did I just like peek the microphone there with that?
It's all right, man. It's operatic and beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Well, did you go back to World of Warcraft for this last expansion?
I bought the expansion and I tried to play it because you could now spend in-game gold to buy game time.
Yes.
And I have several end-game characters, but I didn't have the drive.
You can buy time?
You can buy time with real-world money, or by spending time in the game, you can buy more time.
Yeah, but the amount of time you actually have to spend in the game to get that amount is a lot.
Not if you have several endgame characters and then go back to like 2 expansions ago and then solo the raids.
Right. Yeah.
You know those you mean those things where like there's 25 people supposed to fight this boss? No, you're in there alone.
Yeah.
It's dead and you get 300 gold off of the thing.
I think that's just like a product of ever expanding an MMO.
It's massive.
Because an MMO when it releases people are going to play that end game forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as you put the expansion out, they need the people that were the hardcore players that had all the best gear to be benefited right away.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get the best gear plus one.
Oh, well, basically, okay, you could be in the best gear for the prior prior expansion, and it's just honestly like it's a community joke where you go ahead and you kill a boar. Oh, it dropped a low quality dagger that does 200 more damage than your amazing purple legendary weapon. And it's just, it's like, great.
It's just, I tried to play, I played WoW every so often back in the day, and I tried to play it in this new expansion. And I sort of felt the same thing. It is better, especially comparing it to the last expansion. I can't even remember what it's called. It's so, forgetful.
Pandas.
Oh, yeah.
Cancer.
And so, it's just it's still better, but at the same time, I just don't have the time or the want to put that many hours into an MMO anymore. You know,
the real thing for World of Warcraft for me was the raiding. It's like you're part of a team striving towards a common goal of getting better gear and defeating these giant behemoths of creatures that are here to thwart your very existence. And it was nice to have that. And then I got a job. Yeah.
And raids happen at 3 in the morning.
Well, I was very lucky. Ours was Saturday and Sunday, so I was able to do that for the longest time, even while having a job. And then they changed it to Sunday, Monday. So it doesn't make sense to try and only go be there half the time.
But can you go fishing?
Yes,
you can.
There is a fishing skill. It's a fishing skill that will help supplement your cooking skill.
Oh boy.
And these cooking things will give you buffs that will make you stronger for battle.
470 crit, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
that means something.
There's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah. I mean, standard.
You know what? I wager there's someone listening who's like, what the hell is mana? What are these guys talking about?
HP? Is that the sauce you use?
Frickin' nerds.
Well, there's actually, and I think we mention this way too often, but there's a constant listener to Say Radio who's in Sweden.
Hello.
And I kind of doubt he's a huge gamer, because I think he's a little bit older, and I know he really likes our music stuff. But shout out to you. You're a cool dude.
Hello. On the mention of a potential older gamer, Grandma Gamer.
Oh, yeah. She's really cool.
I haven't watched any of the stuff just because I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I'd be disappointed if I started watching at this point.
I suggest it, but go in with ooh, what's this? Don't be like everybody's told me it's the best thing ever sort of thing. Yeah. So it has to be that. Her playing Skyrim, entertaining.
Yeah, that I need to see.
I've only watched a few videos, but when I did, I was like, I could watch this on a semi-regular basis, but not I'm not good. It's not a daily upload thing.
Sorry for snapping again, but you reminded me of a glitch that I experienced in Skyrim.
Awesome.
I stabbed a saber-tooth. And suddenly its body starts spinning on the ground, and suddenly it becomes a helicopter and flies away.
Oh, yes.
And I really needed those tusks.
No, please come back.
I was chasing it for a good 10 minutes. It was dragging on the ground for a good while, and then it finally flew off.
That's great. I was one of the lucky ones that had the first edition Skyrim with the flying backwards dragons. That was a great old time.
Awesome. Now see, I had to have it on PC because I knew there'd be a modding support with the Steam community.
Yeah.
And Randy Savage, Dragon Skin. Oh yeah! Snap into a Slim Jim. Being attacked by a dragon that's horribly grotesque and looks exactly like Randy Savage with the yellow hat
and long arms
and the long bony arms. It's horrifying, but it's
never had fun. Never had any glitches with Skyrim, which is I've played hundreds of hours and I've never really, except from the typical just bodies flopping around a bit, but nothing game breaking, no huge issues or anything.
I would suggest to you the one classic thing with the Elder Scrolls franchise. Say you kill an enemy and there's a door nearby. Put them in the door frame, close the door. Yeah. Enjoy.
I did that with Watch Dogs in an elevator. And that's one of the best videos I've ever done. That's great. Because the body just flops around and it goes to the cutscene where the door's open, the guy walks out, and then the legs just kind of at the bottom of the frame.
The game just doesn't know what to do, and I'm so glad it doesn't, because it makes it all the more enjoyable.
Well, sadly to say that this is almost the time we're going to be ending. I'm going to give us one last chance, Eric, for you to plug all of the things that you can find you at.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of the airwaves, if you want to find me on the intertubes, my YouTube channel is labeled Arykai. That is spelled Arykai. The thumbnail will be a little I play, white text on a black background. Same name for my Twitch channel. I think I might try and actually start getting back in with a schedule on Fridays now, and probably do that for a few hours, catch up on a few things. And Clueless Evil, it could be Clueless Evil or Cluelessly Evil, but she's got an excellent YouTube channel. I strongly suggest that you watch her videos. She's highly entertaining, as well as the thing that I'm a part of for Dungeons & Dragons. Derps and Dragons is the name of the YouTube channel. And enjoy that. I play a sparkly dragonborn.
Ooh. So make sure you guys go check all of those out. They're really, really entertaining. And if you like this here, I'm sure you're going to like those contents. That's a promise. So make sure you go do that. Until next time, this has been Tom and Till.
Hi.
With Toronto Talent here on Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College.